We all start off somewhere when it comes to juggling. So this video is going to be for any player that's just starting out with juggling. When you're just starting out, you don't want to do anything that's too challenging. If you're just trying to learn the fundamentals of juggling, you don't want to jump straight into doing things like the around the world or a chest stall or anything that's a little bit more advanced, because when you're beginning, you want to set the foundation. So that's what we're going to start off with today. Now, what I want you to get the most comfortable with is picking the ball up, starting with it in your hands, and then dropping it down, and then just kicking it straight back up. You want to start off very simple, so just drop it down, kick it up, drop it down, kick it up. It can be with your laces, it can be with the toes, it doesn't really matter. You just want to get used to getting that kicking motion, kicking it up in a vertical line, and then making sure that you are consistent with it. And the more comfortable you get with it, try to make it so that the ball is coming up in a straight vertical line. Mine aren't perfect every time either. Sometimes it'll go to the side, but it's all about just keeping it as consistent as you possibly can. And then once you start to get the hang of this, move on to 2. And then if you get comfortable with that, move on to 3. And then just incrementally increase the amount of times that you can juggle the ball. And the more comfortable you get with it, then we can move on to normal juggling. But first, it's an important thing to learn the flick up. So maybe just practice these a few times if you're still brand new to juggling. Just practicing getting comfortable with the sole of your foot, moving the ball along and then flicking up with your toes. It's not too hard of a skill for most people, but if you're still a beginner and that's hard for you, then don't feel bad about it. Just keep practicing it and just get more comfortable with the ball. And the more comfortable you get with it, the more you can progress. Now, once you got that down, let's try to get more into the consistent juggling. So flicking it up and then tapping it with the toes as much as you can. And that was a bad example right there. I should be trying to keep it in one lane, preferably in front of me. And this is just to keep control of the ball. Trust me, the ball will move from side to side, especially if you're just starting out, but just keep it in the back of your head that you want to try and keep it as controlled as possible. See, I'm trying to keep it in front of me, not from going side to side. And that's just to keep the control aspect when you're juggling. Now, that was for toe juggling. As you start to get more comfortable doing that in a consecutive order, start trying to use different areas of the foot. So now I'm using laces, try to keep it in this one lane. And then if you're even comfortable with that, throw in a little outside of the foot. Just use different surfaces of the foot, instep, instep. And this is just something to work on every day, just getting used to each surface of the foot. And then once you get even more comfortable with that, you can start to move on to different parts of the body. So you can use the thigh, you can use the chest, and the options are pretty much limitless. You don't really need to think too much about this. Just get comfortable using multiple areas of the body that you probably would use in a game. And you can even do something like head juggling, and you can do this against a wall. And if using different parts of the body is tough for you, then you can start again with the balls in your hand. Oh, that was weird. Ball in your hand, and then just drop it to the thigh, pop it back up, pop it back up. If you want to do the chest, throw it back and forth. It's just to get the feeling for the ball in those surfaces. And then once you get more comfortable, you can start to throw them in to your normal juggling regimen. And just get creative with it and have fun. And then once you're comfortable juggling by yourself, move on to wall juggling. If you're a longtime follower, you know I love wall juggling. Or you can get a partner, but anything works. It's just passing it back and forth, getting used to receiving the ball from a partner or the wall, and then still trying to use different surfaces of the foot. And if you want to challenge yourself, you can do things like 2-touch. So just touching the ball twice every time. And seriously guys, I pretty much just showed you increments of what you should be doing. So when I started out with the ball in the hand, dropping it and kicking it up, and then we moved on to simple like toe juggling, and then using different surfaces of the foot and the body. Really the whole consensus behind this is just being creative with it, but setting the foundation first, especially if you're a beginner. That's the most important tip I have for improving juggling, is to have fun with it and be creative with it and set that foundation. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.